I can't even begin to explain how boring and disappointing In the Tall Grass is. This film, based off a Stephen King novel, is about a brother and sister who enter a field of tall grass to find a boy, and they get into a bunch of spooky shenanigans. I will say, I did have an, this could be fun attitude going into this. The premise is undeniably pretty interesting. A bunch of kids get stuck in some grass, how bad could it be? I mean, it was interesting enough to get that sweet click of mine when browsing Netflix, but after 10 minutes of watching In the Tall Grass, you realize staring at real grass might just be a better way to spend this time. Where the fuck do I even start? This movie literally could not have chosen a more boring and generic approach to this story. There is not a hint of style in this entire thing. I've seen people call this visually striking, but what are they talking about? There are 5 relatively interesting shots in this entire thing, which are either extreme wide shots of the grass, which sure as hell doesn't get old after a while, or they're extreme close-ups of eyes. Sick. They're both shots that do serve a purpose the first time they pop up, but later on just feel like Netflix checking off boxes to prove, hey, we did something interesting. Now you might be thinking, well, I mean, come on, they only really had so much to work with. They're filming in a field of grass, for Pete's sake. Yes, that's true. But in my opinion, I think the story has enough, albeit corny, plot points to offer, where you have room to not repeat the same gimmick over and over again. Also, if there is one unique thing this film has going for it, it is that yes, the whole thing takes place in a field. If you see a shot like this floating around the interwebs, you most likely will be like, oh yeah, it's from In the Tall Grass, that one Netflix film that I totally forgot about. Well, yeah, that may be the case. We may have an interesting style going for ourselves that barely gives us a personality, but oh wait, halfway through we say fuck daylight and we spend pretty much the rest of the time in the dark because guys, remember, it's only scary if it takes place in the dark. This movie also has some of the worst acting I've seen all year. Jesus Christ. The best performance definitely comes out of Leisla de Oliveira. She doesn't exactly bring anything new to the character though. You could seriously take her and switch her with Sandra Bullock's character in Bird Box, the smash hit from this year that everyone still remembers, right? And they'd be the same. My point is that it feels like the leads in these Netflix horror movies just scream and grunt for however long the movie lasts. Not to say horror has ever needed a complex character to be a good horror movie, but we're getting to a point where it's getting boring. But again, after all that, she did give the best performance out of the bunch. The rest of the cast includes Avery Whitted, the guy who has glasses and loses them just to show that his character was goofy and is now serious. Then you got Harrison Gilbertson, Diet Leonardo DiCaprio. He's basically Caleb Landry Jones, but hot. He wasn't awful, but his character was just so not interesting. It's like on set they were like, do this, and he was like, okay, and that was the end of it. Then you got this kid, Will Bowie Jr. He's got a great scared face and is young, so I'm not gonna go too hard on him. I'm sure he has a bright future, but you know, let's just move on. I'm not going to be mean to the kid. But the prize for worst performance has got to go to Patrick Wilson. I'm unfamiliar with his other work. He appears to be the biggest actor in this bunch, but god damn, dude. To be honest, his character had the most room to be, you know, the best performance as he was the shitty batshit crazy dad. But good god, what a joke. There isn't a damn thing scary about this dude. He isn't even crazy. He's just like, this is me delivering a mean line because now is the part of the movie where you're supposed to not like me, and then goes, ah. It's the most hilarious approach to this character imaginable. Oh my god. His character's purpose is there to add tension and have something to motivate us to like certain characters, and the only thing he accomplishes is me taking this film less seriously. Dude, here's the thing. Throughout the entire time, I was like, why the actual hell was this movie made? I mean, money, obviously, but no, really, even movies that are cash grabs seem to have some sort of thing that the audience will get out of it. In the Tall Grass is just trying to be a straight-up horror movie, right? It should be scary, and if not scary, then entertaining. This movie eliminated all chances of being scary because it completely missed on what is scary about this premise. You are stuck in a field of grass, and the scary part is weird magic powers that you don't fully understand by the end of the film. To me, if I were stuck in this grass, I would 1, just get out of the grass, you fucking idiots, and 2, get freaked the fuck out about losing friends, panicking about where I am, get claustrophobic, etc. This thing could have been genuinely terrifying and anxiety-inducing had it been a little more fragile with it and treated it like it was more than just a shitty Netflix original that we're all gonna stop talking about in a month. I'm not necessarily upset at the fact that this was just a waste of time. We all watch some stinkers every now and then, it happens. I'm also not mad that it simply exists to scare and entertain. Some of my favorite movies serve no purpose but to entertain. Not a damn thing wrong with fun. I'm mad at the potential this had. I'm mad at the fact that it feels like a film whose sole purpose is to exist in this exact moment, not to live on afterwards. For a premise this interesting, for a film to turn out this boring, it's just irritating. So with all that being said, thanks for watching. Watch In the Tall Grass and form your own opinion if you have literally nothing else to do in life, and I'll see you guys in the next one.